So here we're trying to mix calcomine with resin. What I did was to mix R10-103 or R10-60, depending on what you needed. And I just got a fistful of calcomine and mixed it with my resin. So this is the result right now. The amount of calcomine needed for resin is at least 60-40, 60% resin, 40% calcomine. Now in this mixture, it's quite a small amount because I have a small mold, no? And now I'm going to mix toner to add color to my mixture. It's not a toner. This is a toner. I'm just going to mix a small amount, and that's quite enough. Now, that's quite enough for the color. No? So remember, it's toner, no, not dye. Because dyes are normally used for clear cast resin. Later on, I'm going to show you how we use dye on fiberglass. So I'm mixing my dye with the mixture of resin and calcomine. So see, kahit small amount lang, class, no? Ang lakas ng kulay niyan. Make sure you are able to cover everything, ha? Otherwise, para magma-marbling effect yan, you don't want that. So this is almost a gel coat consistency. That's what I'm talking about, class. No, kita mo, pag bumagsak siya, no, pag when you lift your mixing stick, hindi siya nagsisinulid, lump, no. So that's enough, no. So this is okay for fiberglass application already. This is a good consistency for a gel coat. So what do you do after this? You simply mix 15%, or rather 3%, sorry, 3% hardener, and you have a gel coat. Sorry, malaki yung mixing pan ko, no? It's much better kasi pag malaki, para mas madaling magtalo. But the problem with it is that you can't see it in my camera while mixing it. So that's a good consistency. I'm still mixing it thoroughly. Kasi may nakikita pa akong color, class. May unmixed color pa. But that's a good one. Okay, so I'm going to mix it with hardener. Now I only have. What do you need the release wax? In case you're using plaster, no, plaster mold, you need the release wax. But otherwise, if you're using wax, or rather rubber mold, you don't need wax separator. But if you want to make sure, then you may also apply. It's really up to you. Plus, you also have the option to use stop sag. No? So, by the word itself, class, stop sag. No? It stops the resin from sagging. No? So, SAG, sag, stop sag. You can also buy that at Polymer or from your local distributor, no, of resin material. But we don't normally use that, no, except for large surfaces, no? Especially if the edge or the design have a vertical area, such as this. For example, this is a vertical area, and this is quite high. No? So in this type of mold, I'm going to use a stop sag. But for this design, there's no need for it. So take note, you can also buy that at Polymer Industries or your local supplier. So now we're going to add 15%. We're going to add 15% hardener. Just going to change my nozzle. My previous nozzle is still not open. So this one is quite a small amount class. No? If you have a large quantity of resin, or you are thinking of producing a lot, you can mix a large batch and then simply get another mixing cup, a smaller one, and you can mix your hardener together with this mixture of resin on that container. Kung large batch, pagka maliliit lang class, pwede nang direct. Like this one, this is direct. So remember, this is just 3%, no? So that's the consistency I needed. 3% hardener. Now, when you mix this class, remember, try to mix it slowly. No? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, di ba ako, I'm used to wearing safety glasses, no? Kasi at one point, natalsikan ako nito sa mata eh, yung liquid consistency niya. And for 3 months, my vision was quite blurred. And reminder once again, to please always work on an open environment, class. Okay, now I'm going to mix this on my, or going to apply it directly on my mold. Just have to make sure that the content is enough for your mixture. So we're going to do this. We're going to tilt it a little para yung sobra makuha ko pa. And then spread it evenly. That's it. Mute mo. That's the gel coat class. And you make sure that everything is covered. That is just to cover all the designs. You have to do this fast, class. Kasi baka matuyuan ka ng gel coat. See, that's quite a thin application, class. Just have to make sure that everything is covered. Then after 15-20 minutes, you can add your fiberglass. Make sure that the surface is still sticky or tacky when you apply fiber mat. No? Anyway, I'm going to show that to you later on. But this is good for one seating class. No? Itong project na to, ito, like this one I'm doing. After our session today, tapos na to, yung fiberglass. So, tapos na yung finals mo. Diba? Bilis lang naman yung project natin. That's why I want you to wait, class. I want you to wait for me, no? Para sabay-sabay tayo. Eh, yung iba sa inyo talagang nauna na eh. See, class? That's covered. The entire thing is covered right now. Now you work on the details, no? Make sure everything is covered. Halos na spread na natin lahat. You don't need a thick consistency, no? Yan lang, enough na yan. Until it dries up. Oops. Medyo tumitigas na, nag-gel na siya. Don't. As much as possible, try to avoid your mixture from getting into your plaster of Paris material, unless you're using plaster of Paris. Just trying to make sure that all edges are covered as well, no? Para pare-pareho yung color niya. Notice that the bottom part, which is the nose, is always covered with thick resin material, and you don't want that, class. That's why I'm always getting my material from those thin surface. Almost covered. That's a good consistency. See? So now I just have to wait for it to settle. So about 15 to 20 minutes of doing this, that would be good for casting. Now I'm going to have a very light fiberglass surface. I'm just going to do one layer para magaan, class. So anyway, this type of structure doesn't really need a thick surface because it's not going to be subjected for pressure or weight. Yung mga pang skateboard yan, kailangan nyo ng thick surface. But if you're just going to use those skateboard for decorative purposes, then again, no need. Kahit single layer lang pwede. The layers depends on the type of use, no? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, I don't know whether it's you or the previous class. If it's for automotive use, ang standard 3 layers. But if it's going to be subjected for pressure and some other things, 7 layers ang ginagamit ko. Okay, that's enough. I'm just going to wait. Actually, I don't need this residue anymore because it's quite covered. So we'll just have to wait for it to settle. Okay? So here, you'll see I'm using chop strands mat. Okay? So this is mat. These are not chop strands only. These are not just fiber. So for this consistency, what I'm going to use is a combination. I'm going to use mats. By the way, class, you don't want to use a scissor. You always tear it, no? Para yung gilid niya parating diffuse, no? So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, see? That's fiberglass already if we're going to use that. And those are strands. No? So imagine if you bought a kilo of this. That's too much. Dami, no? Plus. Eh, konti lang yung gagamitin natin. So that's why I told you, try to share it with your classmates. Now I'm going to apply resin. That's fiberglass already. Once mixed with resin, it's called fiberglass. Now since this is dry, class, it's okay to use this once again. So that's the amount of resin I needed. Again, I'm using R1060. By the way, R1060 is R1060 is a regular premix resin. R10-103 yung semi-flex. So that's the consistency I needed. You might want to add again gel coat, or rather gel coat, toner. Para hindi makita yung puti, no, class? When we mix it. Now it's red. And harden it. Mixing large batches, class, it's always advisable to weigh it, no? Dapat sukatin nyo. Ito, since it's a small batch, I could easily decide on the amount of hardener I'm going to use. I can apply it using a brush. I can apply it using sticks, no? But for beginners, I suggest you use brush, no? It's quite a thick consistency. Kasi yung ano ko, class, no? Yung resin ko medyo expired. But if you're going to do this at home, please take note that your consistency is going to be much more in the liquid form. Now, yung sa akin kaya ganito, it's because my resin is almost expired. But don't worry, it would still turn into fiberglass now after I do this. So you just have to dab everything, making sure that everything have its share of resin. Otherwise, it's not going to penetrate the fiberglass material, fiber mat material. Once it's mixed with resin, we call it fiberglass. But without fiberglass, it's still called fiber mat. The same with resin. Still resin at its normal stage. But once mixed with fiberglass, we call it. Once we called mixed with resin, we call it fiberglass. And that's the consistency I want. As previously mentioned, you don't really have to use the entire content, no? But in my case, class, kasi expected ko na yung alam ko yung consistency na resin, that it's enough for me to pour the entire content and still adjust to its layers. So here you could see, nabasa ko yung entire surface using the same amount of resin. So you have to make sure that everything is covered with resin material and it's properly pressed on your mold, especially the sides. Yung looban, yung gilid, no, glass. So constantly poke it with your brush, making sure that everything is adhering to the original surface. What's the original surface? Yun yung gel coat glass. So pag hindi dumidikit, try to press it. Press it more. You don't want to do it too slow, class, kasi pagka mabagal ka, siyempre, hindi mabubuo, hindi hollow yung loob ng fiberglass mo, and you don't want that. But like this one is still hollow. Let's see. Continuously dab your fiber mat material so that everything is covered with resin. So now I have a good surface consistency. Everything is covered with resin. And later on, I'm just going to release this. Make sure there are no fibers sticking out of your surface. Then after 15-20 minutes, we're going to release it. That's fiberglass already. So I'm still lacking some fibers from this end, so I'm going to add little amount of fiber. So surface is still wet, so there's no need for additional resin material. still some resin here. So that's done. We just have to wait for it to harden up, and we're going to release it. So class, this is the finished item. We had this applied about 2 or 3 hours ago, but in actual practice, mga 20-30 minutes lang, especially under the sun. Tuyo na to, no, madali na. Now, the way to test if your fiberglass mix is ready for releasing, use your nails, no? Kat-katin mo lang siya, no? If it doesn't make a dent, then ready na yan, class, no? Ito mo, ginaganon ko, may walang mark ng nails, no? Kinukurot ko siya, wala siyang mark ng nails. So it means it's really very hard right now. Now, tip, class, for those who are using plaster of Paris as a negative mold, you don't wait for it to harden in this stage, no? Yung medyo pliable na siya, pag tinatanggal mo na yung gilid, sumasama na yung gel coat. Pwede mo lang tanggalin. Why, class? Kasi since it's plaster of Paris, pag tumigas ng ganitong stage yun, maraming kakapit na plaster. No, especially kung hindi maganda yung pagkaka-wax mo. No, so ako at that stage, normally tinatanggal ko na siya and then I let it dry outside, no? Hindi naman magwa-warp 'yun kung tama yung mixture mo. Now, what about warpage pagka meron kasi yung mga sumusobra yung hardener, doon nagkakaroon ng warp, no? Medyo tumitiklop yung product, no? Why? Kasi there's too much heat. No, so I really suggest you have the proper measurement, no, at 3% per resin quantity. So I'm going to release this. Okay, so since this is rubber mold, it's much easier to release it, no. So ayan, kita na natin kaagad, no, class. Ito medyo malambot pa yung gilid, but the other half is almost clear. See, class? So, ito, yung surface niya medyo tacky pa, no? To avoid that, no, medyo malagkit pa, class, yung ano niya, no, yung surface niya. To avoid that, pero dito hindi na, smooth na to eh. Itong nandito sa gilid, medyo tacky. There's also an additive, no, that you could use. That's tack remover, class. No? Ito, tack remover. Okay? So, pag malagkit yung surface mo, pwede mo siyang brushan ng tack remover. Brush mo sa surface niya para mawala yung tackiness niya. O, see? Basa-basa pa yung edge, so dumidikit pa sa akin. Okay? So, this is a finished item, but I don't want to touch it. I don't want to cut it yet since yung ibang parts medyo basa pa, no? siguro hindi inabot ng hardener, or is it because of my expired resin, no? But just the same, this is a finished item already. It's quite light and very thin, no? Technically, class, if you have a finished mold, yung finals project natin in not more than 2 hours, dapat tapos na eh. Gugupitin mo na lang yan, relihain mo lang, tapos na siya. No? So this is your finals right now. Okay? Now, what about other additives? No, sabi ko kanina, di ba, may mga other additives. Yun yung sinasabi nating smell suppress. No? Ano yung smell suppress? Well, by the name itself, it suppress the smell. No? Pag may mga kapitbahay kayong sensitive, yung mga ilong, yung nagre-reklamo na meron kang ginagawang resin, or even your family members, to avoid that, you can use smell suppress class. Okay? Yung smell suppress, available din yan sa polymer. Or, depending on your supplier, kung sino man yung supplier na. By the way, class, I would like to remind you, class, when you are using your resin products in any chemical, dapat hindi kayo naghahalo ng iba't ibang hindi kayo naghahalo ng iba't ibang chemical, no? Make sure you only have one supplier. For example, tack remover mo, polymer, yung resin mo, Benitex, baka pag nilagyan mo ng tack remover, matunaw siya, no? So, you don't want to experiment on chemicals, no? So, as much as possible, buy your chemical from one supplier only, okay? Once again, so supposing yung nilalagyan mo na molde, nilalagyan mo molde, talagang tirik, no? Class, tirik na tirik yung gilid, pataas. You can't achieve that using a regular gel coat. You have to add what do you call this? Not tack remover, but stop sag, no? Stop sag, by the name itself, no? Stop sag, ibig sabihin, ini-stop niya yung resin from sagging, no? From going down, no? By gravity. Kasi malagkit siya masyado. So pag ginagano mo, nare-retain niya sa taas. No? Pag nilalagay mo yung resin na gano'n, mariretain niya sa taas. So that's a stop sag. Okay? What else? You could also use, as I've said, no, if you want to color your items, you could use toner. No? If you want several mixture of color, you could simply buy black and white and then the secondary and the primary color, no? Alam niyo naman kung paano mag-mix ng kulay. So to achieve that, you could mix your tones, no? Kasi class, hindi lahat ng colors available sa toner, but available yung primary and secondary, okay? So you could also mix that if you want. You could also mix silver dust, gold dust if you want to, no? So it depends on what you want. So lahat yung possible. Well, finally, yun na nga, yung the final mixture or the final additive might be yung tack remover. Pero lahat yan class additive. Technically, for resin production to work, you just need a resin and a hardener. That's it. Pero yung mga additional techniques class, yan, pwede mo malaman yan as you go on. Or you could also enroll at Polymer Industries. They have a short course on this. Or even at NEDA, no, fiberglass production. No, pero technically, lahat ng tinuro ko sa inyo, yun din, yung mga, yun din yung sasabihin nila sa inyo. No? And class, always, no, you should always work in an open environment. Don't forget that. This is chemical. No? So especially for those students with asthma, you should work in an open environment, properly ventilated area. Okay? So technically, that's it, class. What you have to do, katulad to nung dinemo ko last time, no? To cut the fibers and to sand it off using sandpaper, progressive sanding. And then eventually you're going to have a finished product. So that's the finals. Okay?